Hey everyone, I'm Sison, and today we're taking a look at the Carl Zeiss 135mm F1.8 lens for the Sony A-mount system. Now, it's been a long time since I reviewed anything for the Sony A-mount system, but to be honest, this lens definitely deserves some attention. It was released way back in 2006 when Sony first brought out their DSLR, which was the A100. And since then, this lens has been a popular choice among street photographers and portrait photographers, and even fashion photographers. But today I have it mounted on my Sony A7R Mark II with the LAEA4 adapter. So we're going to be taking it around and taking a few photos, and I'll also give you a quick tour of the lens. So stay tuned. The lens has a solid build with a high quality metal construction. It has a metal focusing ring and accepts 77mm filters. On the side you have the blue Zeiss logo and a focus hold button. On the top there is a focus distance window, and the lens also comes supplied with a metal barrel type lens hood with rubber on the tip and felt lined within. Now the lens weighs approximately 985 grams, so it's not exactly a light lens to carry around with you. Although a lot of enthusiasts and professional photographers would probably use this for long periods of time for either weddings, fashion shoots, or even street photography. Coupled with the A7R Mark II that I have in my hand, it may feel a bit awkward to hold, but I'd always recommend people trying it before they buy it. But if you have an A99 or A99 Mark II, this should feel right at home. The focus ring offered a little resistance in manual focus and does not extend when focusing in and out. The focusing performance was quick and snappy, but it tended to hunt every now and then. Unfortunately, there is no SSM in this lens for quiet focusing, so you're going to hear the motor when using autofocus. So if you're shooting a wedding or anywhere that needs to be quiet, it could be a bit too distracting. If you're using this lens on the A7 cameras, I would recommend using it on the LAEA4. With the absence of SSM, it won't autofocus with the LAEA3 adapter, so you're stuck with manual focus. Just a quick note, if you're using this lens with the LAEA4, you're using the 15-point autofocusing system of the adapter and not the camera. Seeing as this lens is quite old, it needs to be updated in terms of design, as there is no weather sealing, so I wouldn't recommend shooting with this lens in adverse conditions. This lens is not necessarily a macro lens, but it can still get some decent shots as it can focus as close as 72 centimeters. Now, the most important part of this lens is the image quality. And I have to say, it's a stunning lens offering extremely sharp images, even wide open. It has those amazing Zeiss colors people rave on about, and the images just seem to pop. There is a tiny bit of vignetting, but I reckon that adds to the characteristics of the lens, so it's not really a huge problem to me. Due to its long focal length and aperture of f1.8, it's great to help isolate subjects from the background, and the out of focus blur is buttery smooth. I haven't had any issues with chromatic aberrations or distortions either. Despite the lens's age, I think this would be one of my favorite lenses. Now, the Carl Zeiss 135mm F1.8 was an amazing lens to use, and I actually had a lot of fun shooting with it on the A99 and the A7R Mark II with the LAEA4 adapter. Now, in terms of its design, it probably needs an update with SSM focusing and weather resistance, but other than that, I had a ton of fun using it, and in terms of image quality, it's actually one of the sharpest lenses that I've ever used, and it sort of has some sort of characteristic to this lens that makes it special. So in terms of the colors, it really stands out, and having that f1.8 aperture not only makes it great for low light conditions, but it also helps separate your subject in focus from the background. And having that focal length and the aperture really helps. Now, I would highly recommend it for either portrait photographers from weddings, fashion, street photography, or even if you just want to have the best that Sony has in the A-mount system to take photos. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, and if you already own one, let me know what you think of it. And remember to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel for more Sony lens reviews and tutorials. You can also find out more information in the description below. Until then, Happy shooting, and thanks for watching. Definitely deserves some attention. It was a way. Now it's been a long time since I reviewed anything in the A-mount. It was released way back in 2006 when Fernie. It was released way back in 2006 when Fernie. Why do I say Fernie?